Okay. Hi, Tim. Thanks very much for agreeing to talk to us today about your experience as a Samaritan.
It's okay, Steve.
Perhaps we could just start off with you telling us how long you have been a Samaritan.
Okay, so I've been a Samaritan for 21 years, which, as I say, it sounds like a long time, but it's flown by. I can vividly remember being trained as a Samaritan volunteer, and in the 21 years, it's been a privilege to be able to be a Samaritan.
Right, thanks, Tim. That is a long time. Could you say a bit about the value of the service?
I think there's a lot of value to what we're able to do here. People come to us often very isolated, or if they have kind of family network, they're unable to talk about their problems to family or people close to them. We provide a safe, non-judgmental, secure place for people to talk about whatever problems, whatever issues they want to talk about. We allow people the opportunity to express their deepest feelings and deepest worries in a way that we support them. We provide the emotional support for people, no matter what they're going through.
And it's not just people who are suicidal.
No, not at all. It includes people who are suicidal, but it includes lots of people who have some particular problem which they're worrying about right now, or some particular issue which they need to talk about. I can remember, for instance, talking to a lady in her 50s, highly successful person who had a happy marriage, several children, and she was talking to us about the fact that she had been sexually abused when she was a child, and she'd never been able to talk about that to even her husband or children or anybody at all, but something had happened which had triggered her memory of that abuse as a child, and she needed to talk to somebody about it and to express and process her thoughts. We're there for people no matter what their issues.
That's a very powerful example. And what about the current situation? How much has the pandemic and lockdown impacted on the service?
Well, one thing, regrettably, we're unable to receive visitors face-to-face because of social distancing rules. In terms of like sort of telephone calls and email contacts to Samaritans, lots of people do talk about COVID and lockdown and various issues arising from that. So we probably had an increased number of contacts here at Samaritans, which increases the need for our service, and we have to fundraise to continue our service. For instance, we have to pay for the premises that we have, and fundraising also is more difficult as well for us, I think, over the COVID period as well, because we're unable to do various like events, fundraising events that we normally would do. So COVID has presented a number of challenges, but I think it's also reinforced the importance of Samaritans. There's more talk this year than I've ever heard before about the importance of mental health and mental health issues. So it just, we were recognised by Matt Hancock as frontline workers back in the March lockdown in terms of alleviating mental distress. So, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds very much like Samaritans is needed even more than ever.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Put it in a nutshell, Steve, yes.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to say about your role as a Samaritan, Tim?
My role as a Samaritan, well, we kind of like, here at Redbridge Samaritans, which is kind of one of the branches of the national movement, volunteers do everything to keep the branch ticking over. I remember my first responsibility was I was the person who purchased tea and biscuits, a very vital role. And I've done various other things since then. I currently am one of the people who arranges the rota, so kind of like sort of getting people to come in on the times when we're open. I've been involved with lots of different things and very much enjoy it, and very much enjoy the interaction with other volunteers as well.
So I'm right in saying you don't get paid for doing this.
Of course, we don't get paid.
So what do you get out of it?
Yeah, I wouldn't accept money for this. This is something which it's important that what we do is purely out of a sense of the value of the service and the human contact with a person who is phoning me now in distress about whatever it is that they're phoning, and I'm wanting to help them as much as I can. I wouldn't want to be paid for that. It's purely, the value is purely human rather than financial.
That's great to know there are people like you around, Tim, because it's clear that Samaritans is a service that's very much needed today.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks very much for your time, Tim.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Okay, and you, Steve.
Thank you.